But I wanted to plug something that's happening November 7th. Dr. Scott Hahn, Tim Staples, Father Bill Casey, Kimberly Hahn. Oh my gosh, the lineup is great. It's called What Every Catholic Needs to Know series. And we published this back in the 90s. So I'm doing a virtual conference on the 7th of November. And it's on the Mass. It's on what every Catholic needs to know about hell, what every Catholic needs to know about the Pope, what every Catholic needs to know about Mary, and what every Catholic needs to know about the Bible. And I've got some top-level priests and laymen speaking at that conference. Starts at 9 a.m. The way you can register is call 877-526-2151 or go to virginmostpowerfulradio.org and register. That's November 7th. You'll learn a lot on your faith. What every Catholic needs to know conference. Bishop Strickland, this next paragraph really got me because it's short and pithy. It says, paragraph 2494, the information provided by the media is at the service of the common good. Oh boy, I wish they understood that. Society has a right to the information based on truth, freedom, justice, and solidarity. It seems like right now that paragraph really could help a lot of the media right now. Notice it said truth, freedom, justice, and solidarity. Could you comment on that?
Absolutely. And I think it is something that we've really lost focus on. Sadly, like so many things, and we've talked about before in various topics, but a lot that interferes with the media following those ethical guidelines is money.
Yeah.
The money is in really the opposite on each of those points, sadly. And I think we need to really challenge the media because truth, freedom, justice, and solidarity go out the window when profit gets in the way. And well, we may not know whether it's true or not, but it'll sell airtime and it'll, not so much newspapers, they're sort of going by the wayside, but it'll get clicks, all the metrics. I'm sure even in the radio business, you know about how to measure those things.
Yes.
And it's tempting. It's tempting to get caught up in, wow, how much money are we making on this?
Yeah.
And that's what the corruption gets into so often, even within the church. It can start off with the very best of motivations, but when you start loosening those ethical guidelines because, well, we can do this and make $500,000, and if we follow this, we're only going to make, $100 million, and it so often in the media, it's a big business. Most things are big business in the world today, and that tends to corrupt the ethics that should be there.
I always say follow the money, and can I tell everybody full disclosure? Bishop Strickland doesn't get a dime for doing this show. And I say that.
Thank you.
No, and you don't. We are trying to get this word out. Now, Bishop Strickland, right in paragraph 2498, at the end of this is towards the end of the eighth commandment, talking about civil authorities have a particular responsibility in this field because of the common good. I notice the common good is always being looked at, and I love that. It is the civil authority to defend and safeguard a true and just freedom of information. I think of this right now because Google is being, the government is looking at them right now. The federal government's putting an investigation in Google right now. If you go to LifeSite News, you can read about that. So the Catechism is saying that it is the civil authority to defend, to safeguard a true and just freedom of information, to promulgate laws and overseeing their application. Public authorities should ensure that public morality and social progress are not gravely endangered through the misuse of the media. I think of some things like pornography. There's a good example of misuse. Civil authorities should punish any violation of the rights of individuals to their reputation and privacy. They should give timely and reliable reports concerning the general good, and respond to the well-founded concerns of the people. Nothing can justify recourse to disinformation for manipulating public opinion through the media. Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
Interventions by public authorities should avoid injuring the freedom of individuals or groups. Take the rest of the show on that one.
Yeah. Well, it really, as you mentioned, it mentions the common good a number of times. And I've heard people these days talk about the real common good because sometimes even the term common good gets used as if it's just what you want. Give everybody what they want. But the real common good is based on the Judeo-Christian tradition of believing that we are created by God, we are creatures of a loving creator,
Yep.
and the common good is recognizing the value of all of us and recognizing that we all have rights that are limited when they begin to impinge on another person and their rights. The whole idea of common good is something that I think we need to study better and to share that truth. And it really goes even beyond what we believe. Absolutely, we believe Jesus Christ is the Lord and Savior of humanity. He's the Son of God. But the common good is even more basic to just what the reality of human existence is.
Yeah.
And the common good gets down to, even for someone who says they don't believe in God, they don't believe in Jesus Christ, they don't believe in the value of any person, we believe that they are valuable.
Absolutely.
Because of the common good. That's the most basic level. And I think we really need to teach that better and to help people understand, because once you start relativizing the common good, and it's not the real common good, but it's a good that gets distorted by whatever this group or that group says it is, it begins to have an unraveling effect on society. And I think that's a lot of what we're seeing, because it's not the real common good that people are after. It's the good of this group or this cause or that cause, instead of the common good is exactly that. What is good for every human being on the planet?
Bishop Strickland, that sentence right where it says nothing can justify recourse to disinformation for manipulating public opinion through the media. I've lived through a long enough time to see that the media sometimes will do just that. It puts out information that is just total lies, and then to try and fix it, it's like it takes it's almost, they say, tell the lie often enough and it becomes the truth to people. And so we really have a lot. And then it says interventions by public authorities should avoid injuring the freedom of individuals or groups. Are they talking also about religious freedom there, Bishop Strickland? In other words, do we have a religious freedom to be able to proclaim our faith and not be persecuted by the media just because we proclaim the life of an unborn child is sacred? That's my question.
Absolutely. And that I think is, again, when we lose sight of the real common good, then you get different groups that have the power that can begin to distort things, and people lose religious freedom and many other kinds of freedoms because the power says no, you don't get that freedom anymore. And that's where totalitarian or dictatorship, I mean, all of that, the manipulation, the misinformation, we often call it fake news today.
Yeah, that's it.
But it really is not just silly or stupid, it's harmful.
Yeah.
It's harmful to the fabric of our civilization.
This is Jesse Romero, Catholic Lay Evangelist, and I want to thank you for watching this video on Virgin Most Powerful Radio. Make sure you leave a like and a comment on the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Find out how to receive exclusive content in the description below, and always remember to take the information you gathered from this video and evangelize everyone you know. Thank you, and full sheen ahead.